At Northside Elementary, around 6 years ago when I took over as principal, we began to have a growing number of English language learners. And it was our desire to meet all of their needs, not only academically, but socially and emotionally. And so we started looking for ways that we could put things in place to make that happen. We don't have a large number, so we don't qualify for any ELL funds for a teacher. So we began to look at other options, and that is when I met the Barentines.
Children will learn to speak if they're exposed to the language. B is for banana.
Banana.
Perfect. Can you say that again? Banana. Man. All right. Krish is from India, and Krish has a cochlear implant. And hearing is relatively new to Krish. When we started with him about 3.5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago now, he could produce successfully only about 6 basic English sounds. Today he can produce 40 sounds. We have this commitment: if you come back this time next year, Krish will be speaking English. And he will know that he's loved and he'll be comfortable.
It's hard to tell you every single aspect that they have impacted. It's one of those things that when we get to the end of the year and we see how much a child has grown or how happy and comfortable a family is in our school, Ms. Pope and I are able to look back and we go, that's because of the Barentines.
Now I can understand English, so I have many friends. So I like school.
Robin is from Korea, and he spoke no English at all, and he was here only like a month last year before school was out, and he has come along beautifully. How much money Sam has it all?
$1.89.
Okay.
There are millions of computer programs or apps and different things that you can purchase, so you don't have to have a person responsible for the learning process. And it's easy to get those programs or purchase them and put those students in the corner of the room to get their language study done. But these kids really need that one-on-one. We have seen marginal growth with a program only, but when you put in a person that cares about them, wants to know about their struggles, wants to learn about their culture so they can help them blend into our culture and work with them one-on-one, the growth is much greater.
All right, this is bat. What is this?
Cat.
Okay. They're in class all of the time except when they are with us. Whether it's regular class or intervention, which some of them need. And with us, it's always English. We only speak one other language, so there could be no other way.
Well, this year, our biggest challenge is the summative test that the students take at the end of 3rd grade. That is something that is very real to these ELL learners, because if they have been in the United States for 2 years or more, they are required by state law to pass this test. So with all of this extra emphasis and one-on-one help, it really helps them get better prepared for 3rd grade, which is not only MCAS, but whatever our state test is. Reading is just pivotal in 2nd and 3rd grade, and it's what we do here is we read.
Robin buys a book for $11.99.
Fang Xin came to us from China. Her mother is a teacher. She came with many skills that other students would not have. But she did not speak English when she came to us. She has an incredibly sensitive spirit. She sent her classroom teacher a note recently because she thought her her teacher was nervous about the third grade reading test. So she gave her a note, and she'd been working on this note for an entire week, and it simply said, "I love you like I love my mother." Well, Fang Xin had no difficulty with the third grade reading test. And we got a note from Mrs. Tyner, the best principal in the world, by the way, that said that all of our ELL students have passed the third grade reading test.
I feel like better, like I'm part of the school and I have friends.
It's easy to think that this population is not important because it's a very small population and they do not ask for anything. They're not demanding services. So it's easy to move on and not address all their needs. But they're children, and they're just as important as my child or any straight A child that's in our building. So I do believe that these children have been as big a blessing to the Barrentines as the Barrentines have been to the children.
We would just encourage volunteers to become involved in their public schools. The future of America is still in its public schools. And the more involvement we have from good volunteers, the better off we're all going to be. It strengthens and encourages our teachers. Nothing will enrich your life more than volunteering.
Yes. Particularly with children.
That's exactly right.